この世はね、宇宙が全部やってくれます。自分の力だけで人生を切り開こうなどと、そんな小さな実に小さな考えは、今この瞬間きれいさっぱり捨て去りなさい。世の中には実に多くの人が、自分のその小さな拳を握りしめ、眉間に深いシワを寄せ、必死の形相で運命とやら人生とやら、そういう得体の知れないものと戦おうとしています。私がやらなければ、俺が頑張らなければ、私さえ我慢すれば、まるで自分一人のその細い腕の力だけで、この巨大な人生という激流を、どうに囲うにか渡りきれると、本気で信じ込んでいるかのようです。なんと痛々しく、なんと滑稽で、そしてどれほどもったいない生き方をしていることでしょう。皆さん方どうか、その固く握りしめた拳を一度開いてごらんなさい。その肩にのしかかった重い荷物を一度下ろしてごらんなさい。あなたが自分の人生だと思い込み、必死で背負い込んでいるその荷物は、そもそもあなた一人が背負うべきものではないのかもしれませんよ。よくお聞きなさい。あなたがその小さな頭でどれほど懸命に、寝る間も惜しんで計画を立て、どれほど必死に血の滲むような努力をし、もがき苦しんだところで、あなたの人生はあなたの思った通りには、決してなりません。なぜか、なぜならあなたの人生は、そもそもあなた一人のものではないからです。あなたの人生はあなたという小さな存在をはるかに超えた、もっと、とてつもなく偉大な何かによって、生かされているその一部だからです。はじめまして、私は中村天風と申します。今日私は皆さん方に、人生で最も大切で最も力強く、そして一度その真理を心の底から理解してしまえば、二度と不幸や病や貧しさや孤独の陰に、怯えることのない、絶対的な人生の真理をお伝えするために、ここに来ました。それはたった一つの、驚くほどシンプルな法則です。この世はね、宇宙が全部やってくれます。そう聞くとあなたは反射的に、こう思うかもしれません。そんなバカな話があるか。努力もせずに宇宙が何をしてくれるというのだ。それは人生から逃げ出した、怠け者の言い訳ではないか。と、結構です。そう思うのも無理はありません。あなたはこれまでずっと、そうやって自分の力だけで戦うことが、美徳であり正しい道だと、教え込まれてきたのでしょうから。しかしもしそうであるならば、お尋ねしたい。あなたのその自分の力だけを信じた結果、今あなたの人生は、心からの喜びと安心立命の、輝かしい光に満ち溢れていますか。もし少しでもそこに曇りがあるのなら、もし今あなたが人生のどんな苦しみや悩みや、不安の暗闇の中に、少しでも立ちすくんでいるというのなら、大丈夫です。今日のこの話は、そのすべてを根本から、まるで分厚い氷が春の陽光に溶かされていくかのように、奇跡のように好転させる、宇宙の偉大な力、その正しい使い方を、あなたにそっくりそのままお渡しするものです。ですからどうか、その小さな自分という堅くなな殻を、ほんの少しの時間で結構ですから、脇に置いて、まるで乾いた砂が水を吸い込むように、素直な赤ん坊のような心で、私の言葉に真剣に耳を傾けていただきたい。あなたの人生は今日この瞬間から変わるのです。いやあなたが変えるのです。宇宙の力を正しく使って、さて私がなぜ、この世は宇宙が全部やってくれると、これほどまでに強く断言するのか。それは私自身が何か特別な修行の果てに、その真理を発見したからではありません。そうではなくこの大宇宙が、地球が生まれるその遥か太古の昔から、寸分の狂いもなくそのように設計されているからです。太陽が東から昇り西に沈む。春になれば命が一斉に芽吹き花が咲き誇る。秋になれば自然は惜しげもなく豊かな実りを与えてくれる。あなたの心臓があなたの動けという命令とは一切関係なく、あなたが寝ている間も今この瞬間も、力強く尊い鼓動を刻み続けている。これらすべて一体誰の力で、誰の意志で動いているというのですか。あなたですか、私ですか。違います。すべてこの大宇宙を、隅から隅まで貫いている。一つの偉大なる法則、偉大なる力、偉大なる仕組みが、寸分の狂いもなく完璧に、それをやってくれているのです。私たちはこの完璧な宇宙の仕組みの中で、ただただ生かされているに過ぎません。 ところが人間という生き物だけが、この完璧で愛に満ちた宇宙の仕組み、その偉大な流れからわざわざ自ら外れようとする。その流れに必死になって逆らおうとするのです。世の中には実にはっきりと2種類の人間がいます。宇宙の偉大な流れに素直にその身を任せ、幸運と健康と豊かさを、まるで呼吸をするかのように、当たり前のものとして毎日享受している人と、宇宙の偉大な流れに必死で逆らい、わざわざ不運と病気と貧しさを、自分自身で苦労して抱え込んでいる人です。そして誠に悲しいことですが、世の中の大半の人が、後者であるように私には見えます。彼らはなぜそんなにも、苦労の道をわざわざ選ぶのでしょうか。なぜ宇宙がこちらへ来なさい、こちらが楽な道ですよと、指し示してくれているにもかかわらず、茨の道を選ぶのか。それは彼らが自分という、この世で最も小さく、最も頼りない、実に儚い存在に、あまりにも強くしがみついているからです。自分がやらなければ、自分が正しいと証明しなければ、自分が他人より優れていなければ、自分が損をしたくない、自分が傷つきたくない、そのカビの生えたような、小さなが欲、が執、それこそが宇宙からあなたに向かって、絶え間なく流れ込もうとしている、無限の幸運、無限の健康、無限の豊かさのエネルギーを、まるで分厚い鉛の壁のように、ピタリとせき止めてしまっている。ただ一つの原因なのです。皆さん方少し想像してごらんなさい。あなたがゆったりと流れる雄大な川に、小舟で浮かんでいるとします。流れにただ身を任せていさえすれば、小舟は何の苦労もなく、やがては豊かな実りの待つ広大な海へと運ばれていきます。それなのに、あなたはその流れを信用しない。いや、俺はあちらの岸に行きたいのだ。この流れでは、遅すぎる。もっと早く自分の力でと、小さなオールを取り出し必死に流れに逆らって漕ぎ始める。どうなりますか。小舟はその場でぐるぐる回るか、あるいは流れに押し戻され、岸辺の汚れた泥の中に突っ込んでいくだけです。そしてあなたは汗だくになり疲れ果てて、なぜ私の人生はこんなにもうまくいかないのだと天を呪う。滑稽だとは思いませんか。天を呪うどころか、あなたが天の助け、つまり宇宙の流れを、自ら拒絶しているだけなのです。人生も全くこれと同じです。今あなたがもし苦しいのであれば、それはあなたが悪いからでも、あなたの運が特別に悪いからでも、決してありません。あなたが宇宙の大きな流れの中で、たった一人必死にもがいているからです。もうもがくのは今日限りで、おやめなさい。あなたのその小さな力を、一度手放してごらんなさい。宇宙はあなたを、決して沈めたりはしません。宇宙はあなたにただ、その流れに身を任せ、信頼してほしいと今かと待っているのです。私が長年にわたり何千何万という人々の人生というものを見つめ、その盛衰を観察してきて、揺るぎない確信を得ていることがあります。それは宇宙は常に、私たち人間一人一人を、よりよくより強く、より豊かに、より幸せにしようと、絶え間なく休むことなく、働きかけてくれているということです。宇宙とは愛そのものであり善そのものです。宇宙が人間を不幸にしようなどと、わざわざ考えるはずがないのです。しかしそれにもかかわらず多くの人々が、その宇宙からの無限の贈り物、無限の助けの手を、自ら無意識のうちに拒絶し続けている。その最も愚かで最も強力な、そして最も日常的な拒絶の方法が、何かお分かりになりますか。それは不平不満、愚痴、泣き言、心配、そして他人への怒りや憎しみや嫉妬です。世の中には朝目覚めてから夜眠りにつくまで、まるでそれが自分の仕事であるかのように、不満ばかりを口にしている人がいます。政治が悪い、経済が悪い、会社が悪い、上司が悪い、家族が悪い、あの人が悪い、天気が悪い。まるで自分が今この瞬間に不幸で満たされないのは、すべて自分以外の誰かのせい、何かのせいだとでも言いたげに、こういう人間は絶対に幸運に離れません。断言します。絶対になれません。なぜなら宇宙というものは、信じられないほど素直で、巨大な鏡のようなものだからです。あるいはあなたの命令にどこまでも忠実な、 巨大な召使いだと思っても結構です。宇宙はあなたが心の底から信じていること、あなたが日常的に口にしている言葉、あなたが当たり前だと思っている心の状態を、一字一句聞き漏らさず、寸分の狂いもなく、完璧にあなたの現実として、目の前に映し出してくるからです。これは精神論や比喩ではありません。宇宙の絶対的な物理的な法則です。あなたが鏡に向かって辛い、苦しい、もうダメだ、私は運が悪い、と、その濁りきったよどんだ言葉を、毎日毎日宇宙に投げかけ続ければ、宇宙は実によく素直にこう解釈します。ああご主人様は、辛く苦しくダメな状況が、よほどお好きなのだなと。そしてその忠実な召使いは、あなたのその注文に応えるために大急ぎで、さらに辛く、さらに苦しく、さらにもうダメだと叫びたくなるような現実を、あなたの目の前に次から次へと、親切に用意してくれるのです。恐ろしいことだとは思いませんか。あなたはただ真の習慣で、弱音を吐いているつもり、愚痴をこぼしているつもりかもしれませんが、その一言一言があなたの未来を、真っ黒に塗りつぶす強力な呪いの言葉となって、あなた自身に降りかかっているのです。逆にご覧なさい。あなたの周りにもきっといるはずです。いつもどんな苦しい状況、困難な局面に立たされているように見えても、なぜか明るく朗らかで、いつも感謝の言葉を口にしている人が、いやありがたい。本当に私は人や運に恵まれている。なんとかなるさ。楽しいな。こういう人は不思議といつも、何か目に見えない力に守られているように見えませんか。絶対絶命のピンチに陥っても必ずどこからか、予想もしない助けの手がすっと差し伸べられる。いつも一番良いタイミングで、一番良い結果を手に入れている。これは不思議でも偶然でも何でもありません。当たり前のことです。宇宙の法則から見れば当然の帰結です。彼がありがたい、嬉しい、楽しい、私はなんて幸運なんだ、と、その太陽のように光り輝くような言葉、その心の状態を宇宙という鏡に投げかけるとき、宇宙は同じように素直にこう解釈します。ああご主人様は、ありがたく嬉しく楽しく、幸運な状況が大好きなのだなと。そして喜んでその忠実な召使いは、さらに多くの感謝すべき現実、喜びに満ちた出来事、雪崩のような幸運をその人のもとへと届けてくれるのです。皆さん方どちらの人生をあなたは選びたいですか。鏡に向かって呪いの言葉を吐き続けますか。それとも祝福の言葉を投げかけますか。宇宙は鏡です。あなたが宇宙に向かってどのような顔を、どのような言葉をどのような心を向けるか、ただそれだけです。もし今あなたが鏡に映る自分の姿、つまりあなたの現実に不満があるのであれば、鏡そのものを叩き割ろうとしたり、鏡に向かって文句を言ったりしてはいけません。それは全くの無駄骨です。あなたがあなたの心という、鏡に映るその顔を、今この瞬間から変えれば、ただそれだけで良いのです。そしてもう一つ、多くの人々がこの宇宙の偉大な力を、自ら遠ざけている、実に巧妙で根深い心の罠があります。それは取り越し苦労です。まだ来てもいない、一秒先のことすら誰にもわからない未来のことを、あれこれと悪い方へと想像し、もしあんなことが起きたらどうしよう。もし重い病気になったらどうしよう。もしお金がなくなったらどうしよう。もし人から嫌われたらどうしよう。と、今この瞬間からわざわざ心配し恐怖する。あるいはその逆です。とうに過ぎ去った。もう二度と取り戻すことのできない。過去の失敗や、誰かから言われた些細な一言を、何度も何度も頭の中で再生し、あの時なぜあんなことを言ってしまったのだろう。あの時さえすれば今頃は、と、今この瞬間に激しく後悔する。世の中のなんと多くの人が、この存在しない過去と未来という、二匹の亡霊に、自分自身のたった今、この瞬間しかない、最も尊く貴重な現在という命そのものを、食い荒らされていることでしょう。よくお聞きなさい。宇宙の力、宇宙のエネルギーというものは、今この瞬間にしか存在しません。今ここにしか働かないのです。あなたが心の中で未来の、まだ起きてもいない悪い出来事を心配しているとき、あなたの心は今にはありません。あなたの心は未来という、 あなたが作り出した幻想の中に飛んでいっています。あなたが過去の変えることのできない失敗を後悔している時も、全く同じです。あなたの心は今にない。心が今にない。それはどういうことか。それはあなたがコンセントにプラグを差し込んでいないのと全く同じ状態なのです。すぐあなたの真横にどれほど偉大で強力な宇宙の電気が流れていようとも、あなたの人生という電灯に明かりが灯ることは決してありません。それどころかもっと恐ろしいことが起きています。先ほどの鏡の法則を思い出してください。あなたが病気になったらどうしようと未来を心配するとき、あなたの心は何を感じていますか？病気というその不快な恐ろしいイメージです。宇宙はあなたのその心配という名の強力な祈りを忠実に聞き届けます。ああ、ご主人様は今、これほど真剣に病気というものを心にありありと描いていらっしゃる。よほどそれがお望みなのだなと。そしてあなたのその心配という名の注文書通りに、病気という現実をわざわざあなたの未来から取り寄せてプレゼントしてくれるのです。愚かだとは思いませんか？これほど馬鹿げた自殺行為が他にあるでしょうか？やめなさい。今すぐそのくだらない百害あって一理なしの心の習慣をあなたの人生から永久に追放しなさい。宇宙はあなたに心配など一切求めていません。宇宙があなたにたった一つ求めているものがあるとするならば、それは絶対的な信頼です。この私を今この瞬間生かしてくれているこの大宇宙が私を不幸のどん底に突き落とすようなそんな意地の悪いことをするはずがない。たとえ今目の前にどんな困難が嵐のように吹き荒れていようとも、すべては必ず良くなる。すべてはこの私をよりよくより強くより深く生かすために必要があって起こっている最善の出来事なのだ。この絶対的な信頼、この何があっても揺らぐことのない積極的な心の姿勢、これこそが私の言う絶対積極の心です。この絶対積極の心境にあなたが心の底からたどり着いたとき、あなたの人生はもうあなたのその小さなちっぽけな手の内には収まらなくなります。宇宙があなたに代わってあなたの人生のすべてを、あなたの想像をはるかに超えた完璧なタイミングで、最善の形で整え始めてくれるからです。ではどうすればその宇宙が全部やってくれるという、絶対積極の安心立命の境地にたどり着けるのか。その答えは実に驚くほど簡単です。あなたのその小さなが、つまり自分という堅くなな考えを、宇宙という大いなる愛の流れの前に、ただ素直に喜んで明け渡すことです。多くの人はこれを誤解します。自分の力で成功しようとします。自分の力で健康になろうとします。自分の力で幸せになろうとします。その力み、そのがよく、その自分がという浅ましい心こそが、すぐそこまで来ている宇宙の偉大な助けを、まるで分厚い雨戸をピシャリと締め切るかのように、あなた自身が跳ね返しているとも知らずに、考えてもごらんなさい。あなたが今こうして当たり前のように呼吸をしている。その命の空気は一体誰が作ったのですか？あなたが毎日飲んでいるその清らかな水。あなたが命をつなぐために食べているそのお米や野菜。その尊い命は一体誰が育んでくれたのですか？すべて宇宙ではありませんか？太陽の光、雨、大地、そのすべてが宇宙の愛の働きです。あなたはこの世に生を受けたその最初の産声の瞬間から、今この一瞬一秒に至るまで、ただの一瞬たりとも宇宙の助けなしに生きていたことなどないのです。そのあまりにも当たり前で、あまりにも偉大な事実に、心の底から全身全霊で気づきなさい。そしてその無限の恩恵に対して、心の底から感謝しなさい。ああ、私は生かされている。私の力ではない。この大いなる何かに、まるで赤ん坊が母の腕に抱かれるように、優しく力強く抱きしめられ守られ生かされているのだ。この深いため息のような、涙がこみ上げてくるような、絶対的な感謝が、あなたの心の一番奥底から、マグマのように湧き上がってきたその時あなたのあの頑固で、小さくみすぼらしかったがは、静かにその人生の主役の座を、宇宙という偉大な本当の主役へと、喜んで明け渡すのです。はっきり申し上げておきます。これは努力を放棄することでは断じてありません。怠惰になることでも無気力になることでも全くありません。むしろその正反対です。宇宙に全てを明け渡した人間は、 その瞬間から宇宙の無限の力をまるで自分の力であるかのように自由に自在に使えるようになるのです。もはやそこには恐れも心配も不安もありません。なぜなら背後にはこの大宇宙が控えているのですから。あるのはただ宇宙への絶対的な信頼と、今ここに生かされていることへの燃えるような感謝だけです。その感謝に満ち溢れた一点の曇りもない絶対積極の心で、あなたの目の前にある今日一日なすべき仕事や家事をただ淡々と、しかし心を込めて喜びを持って行えばよいのです。大河の流れに身を任せるあの小舟をもう一度想像しなさい。小舟は自らの力で流れを作ろうなどとはもはや思いません。ただ雄大な宇宙の流れにその身を任せる。行く先を流れに完全に信頼しきる。しかしただ流されるだけの漂流物とは違います。その手には感謝と絶対積極の心という確かな光り輝く舵だけは自分自身で喜び勇んでしっかりと握るのです。流れがあなたを、あなたのその小さな頭では想像もつかなかったような、どれほど素晴らしい、豊かで実りを置き、光り輝く海へと必ず運んでくれることを、ただ信頼しきって、笑顔でその流れを楽しむのです。皆さん方、今日私がこれほどまでに声を枯らして、あなた方にお伝えしたかったことは、突き詰めれば、たった一つです。あなたの人生は、あなたが今思っているよりも、はるかに偉大で、愛に満ちた、とてつもない力によって、常に守られ、常に導かれている、ということです。その絶対的な力を、宇宙と呼んでも結構です。神と呼んでも結構です。あるいは真理と呼んでもいい。名前などどうでもよいのです。大切なのは、あなたが、その自分という小さな存在を、はるかに超えた、絶対的なあなたを今この瞬間、生かしてくれている何かの、その偉大な存在を、心の底から、1ミリの疑いもなく、信頼しきることです。もう、一人でその小さな方に、人生のすべての重荷を背負い込むのは、今日この限りで、おやめなさい。もう、まだ来てもいない未来を憂い、もう変えることのできない過去を悔やんで、あなたのたった一度きりの、この尊い今という命の時間を、無駄遣いするのは、おやめなさい。もう、不平不満、愚痴、泣き言を口にして、自らの素晴らしい運命を、わざわざ自分から悪くするのは、おやめなさい。あなたの人生は、あなたのものではありますが、あなた一人の力で、どうにかできるほど、そんなちっぽけな、つまらないものでは、ないのです。今、重い病気になりましたか？結構です。その時こそ、最大のチャンスです。あなたの小さな我が、病気を治してやろうともがくのをやめなさい。宇宙さん、私のこの体は、もともとあなたからの借り物です。この命、この体すべて、あなたにお返しします。すべて最善にお任せいたします。と心の底から、明け渡してごらんなさい。その時あなたの想像を超えた、大いなる治癒の力が、あなたに流れ込み始めます。今、どうしようもない、人間関係に苦しんでいますか？結構です。他人をあなたの思い通りに、変えようとするその愚かな、傲慢な我を、今すぐ捨てなさい。宇宙さん、私とあの人との間に、私たち二人にとって、最も素晴らしい、最善の調和を、お与えください。とただ宇宙に、その解決を、委ねなさい。今、明日の暮らしにも困るような、貧しさにあえいでいますか？結構です。お金がない。あれが足りないと、その不足を数えるのは、もうやめなさい。今この瞬間、こうして呼吸ができていること、命があること、その宇宙の無限の豊かさに、心の底から震えるほどの感謝を捧げなさい。感謝の心こそが、宇宙の無限の富を引き寄せる唯一の磁石なのです。すべてを宇宙に明け渡しなさい。すべてを宇宙にお任せしなさい。ただし、忘れてはいけません。任せるとは、心が消極的になることでは、断じてありません。これ以上はないというほど、絶対積極になるということです。宇宙は、必ず、この私を、最善の道へと、導いてくれる。この何があっても、揺らぐことのない、絶対的な確信。この燃える太陽のような、感謝の心。その、積極的な、心さえ、あなたが、しっかりと握りしめていれば、もう、何も心配入りません。 あとは宇宙が本当に全部やってくれます。あなたのその小さな頭では想像もつかなかったような驚くべき奇跡のような方法で、あなたの人生は今日この瞬間から光り輝く全く新しい素晴らしい軌道に乗るのです。さあ、顔を上げなさい。深く息を吸いなさい。胸を張りなさい。あなたは決して一人ではない。この大宇宙が丸ごとあなたの絶対的な味方なのですから。
When you have an active desire, your attraction power, your point of attraction is more vivid. More things are happening. There's more momentum in your experience when you are clear about what you want. Sometimes you hold back on what you want because you've come not to expect what you want to come about. You've come to expect desire that is slow in coming or not coming. And so when we ask, do you know what you want, what your current active desire is? Sometimes you say yes and aren't really a vibrational match to it, so it doesn't feel so good. And sometimes you say yes enthusiastically because you can feel that you are somewhere close to the vibrational vicinity of what you want. We come to this forum as representation of the larger non-physical part of you. You are so much more than your physical personality, but many people don't know that. In this body, you're an extension of non-physical, and that being that you are an extension of is actively involved in every moment of every day that you are here in this body. And the way you feel as you move through your days, moment by moment, conversation by conversation, thought by thought, really, the way you feel is really and only about your relationship with you. It's about how your energies are lining up. As you share this planet with so many other people, it feels to you that what you're feeling is a lot about what they're doing, how they feel about you, how you feel about them. But really, those are only points of focus that point out to you in an emotional way what your thought is in this moment about whatever it is you're focused upon in relationship to how your inner being feels and is focused about the same thing in the same moment. So it's the relationship between you and you that matters. We want to say it's really what matters the most. We almost want to say it's what matters only, because until you get that squared away, until you are consciously aware of the relationship between the physical you and the source energy you, the soul you, the source you, until you've got that figured out and you know what your guidance system is telling you in any moment in time, then you are undoubtedly, like many people, having a sort of rough ride because you're observing all over the place with no defined by you reason for what you're looking at or why you're looking at it or what you're talking about or why you're talking about it. Most people are not very deliberate about these things. But when you figure out how to be deliberate about these things, then life becomes really good for you. It feels so much more satisfying as you're moving through life experience. And that's why a gathering like this, where we have an opportunity to talk with you about the things that you want and to help you come into vibrational alignment with the things that you want, then a shift takes place within you. In this gathering, we talk endlessly about law of attraction, and we talk about momentum, and momentum and law of attraction are really the same conversation, aren't they? Aren't they? Are they? Because when you think about something, law of attraction brings you more like it. And as you ponder that, law of attraction brings you more like that. And doesn't take long before there's momentum about that. And that momentum is the excuse you all use for not thinking deliberately. It's the reason that you often offer a vibration that you don't mean to. When you think a thought for as little as 16 seconds, we used to say 17, for as little as 16 seconds, another thought like it joins it. And in the early stages of thoughts, that's so subtle, you hardly notice the increase in the momentum. But if you're able to stay non-contradicted on that thought, whether it's a wanted thought or an unwanted thought, in other words, the way you contradict an unwanted thought is with a wanted thought. The way you contradict a wanted thought is with an unwanted thought. So if you're off on the wrong foot in the morning and you're thinking about things that you don't want, and as you're thinking about that, then another thought joins it. Every 16 seconds, another thought joins and another thought joins until in a little bit of time, really in just over a minute, you have enough momentum going with that thought that you could, if you were aware, you could discern the vibrational harmony between the way you're looking at that thought and between the way your inner being is looking at that thought. In other words, in a minute of focusing, you can feel the emotion that you're feeling. You're either feeling lighthearted and happy, which means you're in sync with your inner being, or you're feeling more defensive, more vulnerable, maybe more angry, more pensive, more frustration. Those emotions come fast. And as you become aware of your emotions, that means, whether you know it or not, you are aware at some level of the relationship between you and you, which means your guidance system is now working for you. If you don't allow yourself to be real about your emotions, if you mask them, if you pretend that you feel differently than you do, it doesn't change your point of attraction, but it does make you less likely to become deliberate in the way you present your thoughts to the world. Now, your thoughts matter so much. Your thoughts are about, sometimes, they are thoughts that you've generated because it's a topic that you've been focused upon. Sometimes, and most often, your thoughts come in response to something that you are observing in your, what you want to call real life, manifested life experience. So we just want to point out to you briefly, we know that you've been listening to us for a while, many of you, and that this is repetition to you because we begin every seminar with this conversation. You are the creator of your own reality, and law of attraction is responding to you. So when you think a thought, and another thought joins it, and another thought joins it, and another thought joins it, in time, these thoughts that come about, because law of attraction keeps presenting to you other thoughts that are like the thoughts that you're offering, before long, you have a belief going. A belief is just a thought that you continue to think. And in time, you come to absolute expectations about things. So much so that you could have two people in a room who have been looking at things a different way, and they could look at the same set of physical manifested facts, and they could have two entirely different responses to it because your expectation really rules the day. And we've not said this to you before, but your expectation and momentum are really the same thing too. What you expect is really the momentum of the thoughts that you've been thinking. So when we say to you that you create your own reality and you do it through your thoughts, sometimes that makes you feel like, well, then I need to change my thoughts because the things that I'm getting that I don't want, I need to change my thoughts so that that doesn't happen anymore. Or the things that I'm not getting that I do want, I've got to change my thoughts so that I do get those. And yes, of course, on a very rudimentary level, that's exactly right. You do want to change your thoughts so that they match up with more of the things that you want. But you can't just decide that you're going to do that and go out and do that without an understanding of how the laws of the universe work, and, friends, without some practice, without some deliberate practice about things. So we're just going to say something really bold and blunt to you. And that is that you just can't get there from here. And so we've enjoyed this interaction immensely. Good luck with this. And what we mean by that is, if you have a vibration going, which is bringing whatever it's bringing, and you are an observer of what it's bringing, then that's just a continuation. That's momentum that's going to keep happening. It's going to cause you to come to beliefs about things. A belief's just a thought you continue to think. It's going to cause you to come to expectations about things that you just can't get around. Because when you expect something, that means you've got a strong practiced vibration about it. And even though you would like something different, you can't get it. You've got to change the way your thoughts are flowing. And law of attraction isn't going to let you change the thoughts that you're thinking easily. So what are you going to do about that? In the early days, we talked about a process called pivoting, which is simple at its face. In other words, when you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. And that's a wonderful thing, because as you have that contrasting life experience, what you do want is formulating in a magnificent and sure vibrational environment. We call that your vibrational reality. We began calling it your vortex, your vibrational vortex, because we want you to feel the realness of the gathering of vibration around the things that life has helped you to know that you want. I don't want poverty. I want abundance. I don't want sickness. I want wellness. I don't want rudeness. I want niceness. I don't want confusion. I want clarity. But the thing about that is in the moment of the experience, which is making you most aware of what you don't want, you are creating the other end of that vibrational stick. Because a really, really, really good problem, while it is becoming, causes a really, really, really good solution to come simultaneously and in proportion. Your new desires are born in an absolute commensurate fashion to your problems. If you've got a really good question, a really good answer is formulating. That's what creation is. That's what you knew you were contributing to when you decided to come into this body to begin with. But the thing that is important for you to understand is that while you are moving through the contrast of life and acknowledging, really creating, and really improving, you might say, which sounds weird, improving your problems, which means growing them, getting them bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger with more definition. You are also simultaneously creating the growth, expanding solution to that. But humans don't know that. The source energy part of you is reveling in everything that you are creating over here on the solution end. But you usually are over here so determined that you are going to solve this problem, that you are going to wrestle it to the ground. You're going to identify it. You're going to discuss it with others. You're going to join groups about it. You're going to compare it with other problems that are like it. And while that is all really good for the universe at large, while that is really, really good for what's happening in your vibrational reality, which you could find alignment with if you knew what you were doing, it's usually not so good for you because you just keep growing the problem. And as you grow the problem, you don't feel so good. We would like that to be an easy thing that changes within you. We would like you, instead of feeling unhappy with yourself because you've created a problem, and unhappy with yourself that you don't feel good because of the problem, we would like you to feel appreciative of your problems in the way that we are appreciative of your problems, so that you then could pivot to the solution. The key to deliberate creation is understanding that you have to have some contrast in order to ask for more. And more is what we are all about. The continuation of existence, not the elimination of existence. It will never be eliminated. It will always continue. The question is, are you going along with the solution that you've created while you've been exploring the contrast of the problem? Step one is contrast causes you to ask. Step two is you launch a solution into this vibrational reality, and your inner being joins the vibration of the solution and holds a steady focus upon it, so that it's there for someone who gets into the receiving mode to receive. Is it going to be you? Maybe. It depends upon your ability to cease the resistant thought that is keeping you vibrationally apart from the solution. Do you understand what we're saying? It will feel to you like this supermind that is really who you are has kicked in, and you will understand not just where you stand now, but where you are going in terms of the vibrational evolution of that which is you. Now, most of you, especially in the beginning, are more interested in how that plays out in what you want to call your real life experience. In other words, what improvements can I expect in my relationships or in my financial situation or in my bodily conditions? What more can I achieve? And we want to tell you here that there are no limitations, that there is nothing that cannot be massaged into a more harmonic place. And so we want to get that out there as an expectation that you begin to ponder. That's the only homework that we'll ever give you. Expect to understand in new ways, and expect the fruits or the manifestational benefits of that understanding to begin to show up right away. You are together with so many others who are on this precipice of this new unfolding. And don't panic. Don't feel unprepared. You are. We promise you, you are. Your inner being, as well as all that we are, is in full awareness of what your hopes and dreams and desires are. And every word that is spoken from this platform will be in the assistance and vibrational support of these things that you desire. So relax in the trusting expectation that what you want, or even if you want to use the word what you need, whatever it is, you will feel it vibrationally, you will feel it energetically, and you will notice it in terms of see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it, manifestation. The appreciation that we feel for you is greater than you can right now comprehend. You'll feel it and you'll know it. You'll know it as we know it. And what that means is your sense of worthiness, your sense of appreciation for who you are and where you stand and what you've lived and where you've been and where you're pointed and what's coming next. All of that will queue up for you in a delightful way. It is our absolute knowing. So, take it easy. Be really nice to yourself. Be nice to everyone you see around you. Have this knowing that we are in a vessel of well-being, and that all that you desire is in the process of revealing itself to you. Now, we want to clarify. It's been revealing for a while. It has been. It's been revealing itself to you for a while. But your realization factor is going to go through the roof. So let those who know you, who are standing around you, who've known you for a while, just say to them softly, it's going to get real. We're going to do some good work together. Things are going to start shifting. You're going to feel it. You're going to know it. And not just you, but everything that exists will be the beneficiary of this co-creation at its best. We're going to leave you to the beginning of the beginning of the beginning of all of this wonderful stuff. We are so appreciative that you've come to play with us, because without you and the clarity that is you and the desire that you've formulated and your willingness to feel your way along with us, there would not be this expansion. It is all about you. We want you to acknowledge the rightness of where you stand, no matter what, no matter where it is. Because where you are is where your inner being knows that you are. And where you want to be, your inner being knows that. So the path of least resistance has been identified and orchestrated, and the cooperative components have been gathered. And so you can't be off your path. Now feel the non-physicalness, absence of negative judgment about where you are. Now consider what other people around you might be saying about where you are, thinking about where you are. What we're really asking for, what we really want, is that through this conversation that we've had here today, that you've come to some sort of urging or decision to put all your eggs in the basket of inner being guidance and none of your eggs in the opinions of others around you, no matter who they are. Whether they're your kids or your spouse, the opinions of the world have really done a number on you. And now we're going to offer a more accurate statement. Boy, your perception of them has really done a number on you. Now we're going to offer a more accurate statement. Oh boy, where you see yourself in the world in relationship with everyone else has really done a number on you. Now we're going to make a statement that is even clearer and more beneficial. Boy, you really haven't utilized the step one part of the equation as efficiently or as effectively as you might have. You've taken it all too personally. A little more clear. Oh boy, the buffet of choices in your physical world has not been serving you as well as it might because of your awareness of so many things you don't want when there are some things that you do want, which leads us to another even clearer statement. Isn't it nice that you have the ability to choose from the buffet? And isn't it nice that you have the ability to feel the resonance of your inner being with the choices that you're making? Here's another statement. Ooh, wouldn't it be nice if you had the wherewithal, the clarity to leave more of what physical people around you are thinking about you, about others, about themselves out of the equation? And wouldn't it be nice if it was just you in your environment having your expansion and taking satisfaction from it? More. Wouldn't it be nice if step one could really be step one? I know what I don't want. I know what I do want. I know what I don't want. I knew what I do want, without condemning. That shouldn't be part of it. I shouldn't even be thinking those thoughts. Wouldn't it be nice if you could return today, right now, to the attitude, mood, knowing that you had when you made the decision and as you were emerging into this physical body? Wouldn't it be nice if you could know now what you knew then? Ooh, there's a lot going on. I'm going to take it all in. It's there for me to choose and decide. And once I've identified it and isolated it, all that is non-physical will rendezvous, will come together in focus to assist me in the manifestation of that. I am a creator and I am blessed, and I'm going forth to create for the satisfaction of creation and for the absolute, unequivocal, can't get around it, can't get away from it, expansion and evolution of me. And in the process of that, others like me will be finding their way, feeling their way too. And I'll take satisfaction from what they've figured out and from what they haven't figured out. We're all in this together. Let me add it, 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 let me add it. I cannot get it wrong and I cannot get it done, and I'll never get it wrong and I'll never get it done. And I can't get it wrong and I'll never get it done. And I want it 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 and I want it. And it's fun and it's good and it's delicious and it's right and it's source and it's true and it's real. This is how you felt, you see. And this is the set point that we want to help to restore you to. That's co-creating at its best, yes. Ease and flow. Satisfied with what is and eager for more, or looking for what more, but not the attitude of determination of making something happen. That almost always pushes it away because there's a sort of urgency about it that is resistant in nature. Yeah. There's a lot going on when we have a gathering like this because we're talking you out of some habits that aren't serving you very well. And often they are habits that you've learned from others, and they are habits that have been encouraged. Hard work and determination and never letting go and stubbornness and invincibility and setting goals. These are things that in the world of positive mental attitude philosophies have all really been encouraged. And they will take you so far, but they block more than they encourage your melding with the non-physical part of you who knows there's no urgency, who knows there's no problem, who knows it's a sure thing, who knows it's all right, who knows that it will unfold. There's a difference between that knowing and wanting to know it. That's a lot of what has evolved within so many of you because you haven't had any choice in some of these longer conversations other than just to relax and see if there might not be something for you. And if you notice, most times you find that there is. And so how do you find ease and flow without feeling bored? Well, each one of you has to find your place. But humans often think they'd rather have a negative thought than no thought at all, because some thought feels like getting something done. They'd rather do something than meditate, because doing something feels like being productive. And that's been encouraged by other people, especially those who wanted you to do stuff. Yeah. And you can put that in even clearer terms. I'm so damn tired of putting clutter on my own path and then having to work around it. Or I'm so damn tired of getting in my own way. Or I'm so damn tired of keeping beliefs active that I learned along my physical way that I can feel when they're active aren't working for me, but I still do them because it's easier to keep doing the same thing than to do something different. It's easier because of the momentum factor. But once that scale tips, that's when you discover what true ease is and what true leverage is. So the universe says, how about this? How about this? How about this? How about this? And you say, where has all of that been? And we say, in your vortex, queued up, waiting for you to turn your dial to receive it. Every thought that has ever been thought is still abounds, and the law of attraction puts them in rivers and streams. People want to say, there's a stream of good, we can feel that. Is there a stream of bad? Is there a stream of evil? And we say, yeah, but it's a spin-off of man's conscious thought. It's not coming from some source place. It's the compilation of the insecurity-based thinking that humans have done, and those thoughts still exist. And they are nurtured and encouraged generation after generation. Here's the thing. None of it matters, because what's there, wanted or unwanted, is irrelevant as it exists. But what is relevant is your tuning and what you match up with. In other words, don't think in terms of there being thought forms to avoid and thought forms to look for. Think in terms of you being tuned to source, so you have access only to those vibrations, those memories, those ideas, those things that are yet to hatch that are a vibrational match to who you really are. It's like the buffet we always talk to you about. When you go to that beautiful buffet with all of that variety, you don't look it over and say, I would never eat that. Please take it off the buffet. Just don't put it on your plate. But it might accidentally get on my plate. It's not going to get on your plate unless you give it so much attention that somebody who's putting things on your plate misunderstands and thinks you want some. But you don't have to rid the buffet of your world or the buffet of where you live. You don't have to rid it of unwanted things. Just don't match up to it. And it won't be your experience.